Hello dear students, welcoming you to the 6th lecture of Ethics and Culture course. As you know that you will be having two classes on basics of ethics and culture. In the first part of it, we will be talking about the definition of ethics and morality, the two types of moral behavior which are harm and mutual aid, two dimensions of morality, individual and social, which is also known as moral institution of life. Then we will be differentiating morality from law, customary morality, etiquette and religion. In the second video of the first part of Basics of Ethics and Culture, we will try to define what is culture, and in the last video, we will be talking about the 5 elements of culture. And as I have said that you will be having two classes on Basics of Ethics and Culture. In the second part of it, we will try to give you an idea about cultural relativism and universalism. So let's start our today's class topic, which is the first part of Basics of Ethics and Culture. The very first question that is coming in our mind when we are talking about basics of ethics and culture, what is morality? Remember, morality is a system of guidance designed to assist us in living of our lives. The primary goal of morality is to establish appropriate constraints on human behavior. We would not need morality if the human situation were otherwise, if people lived together peaceably and without harming one another. The fact that we do not so live is the major condition requiring morality. Moving on to the second question, which is what is ethics? Ethics is the study of morality and moral behavior. It is the philosophical discipline dealing with our moral choices, actions, and judgments and their rational justifications. The main reason we engage in ethical reflection is for practical guidance on what we ought to or ought not to do. As I have already said, ethics is the disciplined study of the rational justification of moral principles and moral behavior. It is really very important to know what are the fundamental distinguishing characteristics or properties of moral behavior. Two of these characteristics are harm and mutual aid. Now, what specifically is harm? It is the experience of pain, suffering, or deprivation against our will that results from the willful or negligent act of another person. From the moral point of view, harm is wrongful injury as a result of human action and should be seen as an aspect of evil. So remember, it is very important to avoid harm whenever we are talking about the moral behavior. But avoiding harm is not the only distinguishing characteristic of moral behavior. Moral behavior also involves assisting others in their lives by contributing to their well-being or benefit. Morality would be incomplete without this positive side of obligation to others. The phrase do good and avoid evil readily summarizes both distinctive characteristics of moral behavior and establishes the basic subject matter of ethics. Morality, in the sense indicated, has both an individual and a social dimension. The individual dimension is also known as the moral agent, and the social dimension is also known as the moral institution of life. The moral institution of life refers to the pervasive societal framework that perpetuates morality within any given social order. Our understanding of ethics may be further clarified by distinguishing morality or moral behavior from law, etiquette, customary morality, and religion. The law reflects various moral rules, ideals, and sanctions of a society. However, obedience to the law is not an adequate moral standard because the law cannot cover all acts or intentions, nor does the law prescribe for all acts of mutual aid. Moreover, the law occasionally runs contrary to morality, is unjust and hence may justifiably be disobeyed in exceptional cases. If we are focusing on the next one, which is etiquette, you will be seeing that etiquette refers to the forms of behavior that are associated with social and official life. Judgments about matters of etiquette are often expressed in moral like language, as in it's wrong that he curses on the tennis court. In these matters, however, such words as wrong, bad, right, and good convey judgments about manners or taste, not ethics. What is of primary importance in etiquette is public behavior that is socially accepted. If we are focusing on customary morality and religion, we will be seeing that customary morality and religion also use the moral categories of ethics. Both propose action guides and appropriate sanctions in the interest of a better life in the community or within the religious group. The problem with both is that they may prescribe actions in the name of custom or deity that violate fundamental morality. If I'm giving you an example, for an example, customary morality in various societies has condoned or even advocated slavery, systematic discrimination against certain groups, for an example, religious groups or sexual groups or racial groups, or even think about caste systems. So the main point is, if your action is causing harm or if it is not avoiding harm and if it is not maintaining the mutual aid, it will not be supported by ethics, because ethical actions are always the voluntary action. And whenever you are doing these voluntary action, you must be maintaining two types of moral behavior, which are harm and mutual aid. And that is basically all from the first video of the first part of Basics of Ethics and Culture. Thank you.